What was that?
My OBS also just crashed, so power power to the people, man. I
God
don't even
damn it,
know.
dude.
All I can hope for now is that it's actually going to let me reconnect, but since it's running on a 2 minute delay, I'm not going to know before 2 minutes.
Hmm.
So,
It's also like important to note that this tournament has proportionately like more ticket holders because of the where the ticket money is going to. So we should keep on going as normal, but I mean that's just one of the problems. I don't know. I don't know.
well, I guess you can just be ready to take the stream over just in case. If mine, I don't know, crashes again or really doesn't let me connect because, well, it might be the site's issue since they've been having issues all around. But I guess we can still focus on the draft now and hope things will fix themselves, kind of. So, HellRaisers, starting with the two cores, Nature's Prophet and the Viper. Skyrift Mage together with his Centaur though by AlbumSheet. So, HellRaisers taking a little bit maybe a more of an aggressive route, just revealing their hand maybe a little bit more. Whereas AlbumSheet just Skyrift Centaur, it's just such a common combination to be honest.
Yeah, really nothing but first pick material for Album Sheet. Whereas Hellraisers, definitely these two heroes are extremely strong. Like we see these heroes very frequently, but not all the time do we see them picked up this early on. And when you do pick them up this early on, as you said, it is more indicative of an aggressive start. With Nature's Prophet being able to push and Viper kind of doing the same thing, but after dominating his lane, he's going to be doing something very similar. So, Album Sheet, they have tools to defend this so far, as Hellraisers don't really have any sort of clear goal aside from just being aggressive and well, aside from having appropriate support heroes and having cores that aren't too greedy. Album Sheet can't really do much to defend against that. The second bans are out. Legion Commander Dusa gonna get banned, and then Wraith King Mirana.
Well, I mean, Medusa is a hero that is rather popular at the moment. Legion Commander, you don't see that much, but I guess some teams pick it up maybe a little bit more often than others. And actually, CIS teams love to run Legion Commander way more than usually teams would. And okay, well, I'm not getting anything through to ESFX at least, so I guess it's your turn to try now. Since I don't know
You're
if
on
it's actually
two,
the
right?
intake
You're on the
servers
second
or.
one.
Say what?
You're on ESFX 2?
Oh, yeah, ESFX1.
Okay. I'll try then.
So yeah, good stuff happening. At least I'm gonna keep on recording locally. So worst comes to worst, at least we're gonna still have the VODs up on YouTube, so everybody can still kind of watch the games if they're really interested. And just fingers crossed, really. I don't know if it's me or not, and really no way to make sure at the moment in the middle of the cast. But Earthshaker Lion coming out from HellRaisers, so picking up the two supports. Up against Terrorblade, any kind of just burst is gonna be good. Plus ways to deal with the illusions. So Hex as well as the Mana Drain coming out from the Lion. Definitely something that you would want as well. Just deal with the illusions. Finger of Death down the Terrorblade, since actually that hero is so damn squishy until really later on in the game.
Yeah, Lion, I think, is one of, if not the best support hero to deal with the Terrorblade. As you said, getting rid of illusions is crucial, but also just killing him off is something that supports usually can't do unless you're working with a Skywrath Mage or a Lion. Maybe even a Lina, but probably not this game, probably not ever, really. Killing off Terrorblade with magical damage is what you want to do, and Hellraisers have quite a bit of it. Earthshaker does okay magic damage, Viper does okay magic damage as well. You really have to try to avoid massing up on physical damage when you're dealing with Terrorblade, because he does have so much armor, unless you have someone like an Elder Titan to amplify all of that, which is a possibility for Hellraisers. It's not going to be easy times for you, and well, Terrorblade is going to give Album Sheet quite the late game supremacy, as Hellraisers, they have late game Viper, late game Nature's Prophet. Those two heroes are, they're sure they're pretty deadly, but really they can't hold up against a Terrorblade, especially a Terrorblade that's backed up by living armor.
Oh, that's true enough, and we will see if the Treant will be enough though in this case. It's a nice idea to try to go for it, but overall, Treant and Skyrift Mage, I'm not too sure how good or active they can be actually early on. It really feels to me that we just might see really passive laning coming out from Album Sheet here now.
Yeah, I would expect that as well. Just try to get the Centaur enough farm for his Blink Dagger, have the Skyrath Mage and Treant Protector just chill near the Terrorblade and make sure he doesn't die, and hopefully they will take it late game, and that's their plan. That's usually the plan when you pick up a Terrorblade, and they don't really have any aggressive heroes that could make use of Metamorphosis on Terrorblade in order to push down towers in a flash or something like that. And Hellraisers, they are going to pick up a Slark. It's a nice aggressive hero versus Terrorblade, though he is pretty heavily in the physical department. Just getting any hero that you could easily pressure Terrorblade with is worthwhile.
Plus, of course, the Dark Pact also pretty much removes all of the living armor charges with just having damage over time or damage instances itself. So that's going to be a nice part. Just get the pounds, Dark Pact to get rid of the living armor, and suddenly Terrorblade not as tanky anymore, of course. You have to be extremely wary of getting sundered. But Slark, if he activates the Shadow Dance, is even going to be safe from that as well. So, all in all, I kind of like Slark, or I would like to see him more in general. And they have, I guess, decent enough setup for the pounces. Sprout, Hex, Earthspike, as well as the Fisher. Even Viper Strike for that matter, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Okay, so over on my end, I am dropping frames left and right, and I can't see my stream yet. I don't know if you could see it, but I definitely can't. So I don't know if I'm streaming right now.
Oh,
Or I'm
wow.
streaming, but I don't know if it's actually working.
Fun times, man, fun times. Because I can't see the stream since the site really isn't loading for me, really. So it's kind of hard to say. It's like semi-loading, but not properly.
All
And
the
even that
wrong stuff is
sometimes
loading.
it doesn't load at all. I'm just gonna have a little talk with the admin because this just at least the viewers from Dota TV they can still watch us. So we're still gonna keep going. We're still gonna cast it no matter what. We're gonna have the recording anyway. So just fingers crossed. Hope for the best, really.
All right, so last pick from Album Sheet. It is someone that we accidentally kind of glazed over as we did have a little bit of problems in the back end, but Shadow Fiend, definitely someone that you can't really ignore when he is picked up. He is a very glass cannony hero. Picking him into Viper, Lion, Slark seems pretty aggressive from Album Sheet. I don't know if this Shadow Fiend is going to have the best of times because he's going to have to deal with constant rotations from a lot of HellRaiser heroes, and Shadow Fiend, unlike Terrorblade, does not have high armor to supplement his low health, so he's very, very fragile.
That is true enough, but I guess we can just go over the lineups as well. So for HellRaisers, Dread will be playing on the Lion, leaving 1-1-1-1 on the Earthshaker, with the stand-in FN on the Slark, leaving Nexus, also a stand-in from Moscow 5, playing the mid lane Viper, and the last one will be Dive In on the Nature's Prophet for the offlane.
So the Shaker is actually art style.
Oh,
So
coolio.
yeah, there's that. On the Album Sheet, we got No Fear, currently up towards top. He's going to grab the Invis Rune and get Hex, so pretty nice win for the Centaur and wasting a lot of mana from the Lion. Over towards mid right now, we have Aloha Dance, playing the Skywrath Mage, supporting Chomi for now on the Shadow Fiend. Going to be Bignum over on the bottom lane as the Treant Protector, and that leaves Inkvisitor as the hard carry Terrorblade. So do you think it's actually going to be a dual lane for the Album Sheet guys over in the mid lane? Because Shadow Fiend does like a little bit of help, I guess.
Yeah, it might be just Skyrim Mage being there, but the Fisher comes out, the poison attack as well, a huge mistake coming out by them. Not too sure if they have enough, the high ground definitely helps for Skyrim Mage, plus of course, the high base movement speed, but he got so eager going to the high ground, he must have seen the Earthshaker from before already. But,
Yeah, I mean,
well,
he did just kind of charge up there, so I guess he knew that something was there, and he was okay with trading hits. They did put some serious damage onto Nexus, but definitely nothing that's actually worthwhile. They're going to, looks like, stick around for the dual lane mid, at least until Chomi gets a couple souls up. That's really the problem area for Shadow Fiend, is he needs to get a couple souls, and then at that point he'll have decent enough right-click damage, and he'll be able to sit in the lane decently. The art style Earthshaker is roaming around pretty aggressively, although I don't think he can actually do anything, as Treant Protector is going to beat Earthshaker every single time once they actually start fighting each other.
oh man, and fighting, I think it's gonna come down to as well, boost the speed on Bignum. Well, I guess Leech Sheet wouldn't be enough to get the kill since nobody else is close enough, but he at least makes Arstyle back off a little bit.
He's going to go for Dive In instead. Is there a Reflection? There is, but nice Fissure from Artstyle is going to keep the Nature's Prophet safe. He's going to get a little bit of chip damage onto Dive In as well. But over on top lane, No Fear is already pounced up. He's going to land the Stomp onto FN. The right-click damage from the Lion not going to be enough. 20 HP. The Centaur survives. And does he have regeneration? He has to go all the way back to the base. And, well, HellRaisers do have regeneration. So even though they don't get the kill, they force out movement from the Centaur, and they are going to have a little bit of free time in this lane.
Sometimes it's slightly better even to actually make him back off. Of course, First Blood, it's something you really want to pick up, but running all the way home takes such a long time for Centaur. He has boosted speed, so a little bit faster, and he can TP back to lane as well. Oh, but the Fisher mid lane, never mind. The Viper already backed off. Got that one poison attack in. Thought he might follow up as well, but Chomi's just gonna be fine.
We're seeing constant aggression attempts all around the map, and unfortunately, No real first blood just yet, although everyone is, they're fighting quite a lot. And for AlbumSheet, like, they're even rotating very aggressively onto the Nature's Prophet. Obviously, they're going to leave top lane alone, but that's really the only lane where they could actually get anything done. Shadow Fiend isn't that great at killing off people unless he has substantial amounts of crowd control support, and or if the enemy just really messes up. And I don't think the Viper's going to mess up, and Skywrath Mage Treant support roaming is not exactly impressive. So even though Shadow Demon can do a lot of damage, it's going to be only on the bottom lane where the AlbumSheet guys can actually get anything done. Top lane is pretty much going to get completely crushed, as it is being crushed right now.
It's just to be expected, although I would have thought that Centaur might get a little bit more considering he's up against a dual lane, but just first of all, level 1 Hex, 2.5 second disable, plenty of time for Slark to get the pounce, and Centaur just can't run away at all. Plus, of course, at the moment, I think he would be a little bit more aggressive if he had enough mana for the Hoof Stomp, but even that's not the case here. Oh man, this Centaur just... it's a sad life. Nature Prophet doing way better, level 4 already.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet has the luxury of treants. He also has to deal with kind of less aggressive support heroes. He doesn't have to deal with any stuns, only the slows from Concussive and Leech Seed. It's dangerous for sure, but you can get the Sprout around yourself, and you could probably TP away from that, seeing as though the lane doesn't actually have any hard disables. So Dive In is most expectedly going to be doing better, and No Fear is really struggling. And having your Centaur struggle when you're dealing with a Terrorblade on your team as well is not good time. Shadow Fiend also does need the room. Like, a Shadow Fiend can do so much work if he gets the right opportunities to, but it's hard to get those opportunities when you're the only hero who could actually do anything.
Oh wow. I guess it was kind of to be expected, this passive laning stage. They were trying to go for kills, just unable to grab really any. Now Chomi gets his boots of speed as well. Artstyle wants to come in, but he would need a perfect Fissure block. But with the positioning of Chomi, actually he's gonna still get it. There's the poison attack as well. Chomi trying to go for the counter kill with the HellRaisers and Nexus. He actually has to back off.
Yeah, you gotta respect those level 3 raises. You get 3 of them, and that is a hell of a lot of nuke damage per level. So the Viper, what level is he at? He's level 5, so level 3 corrosive. He's not going to take that much damage from the Shadow Fiend, but actually killing the Shadow Fiend is very difficult. They're going to go for No Fear up on top lane. Fissure is going to once again perfectly block. The pounce lands, as will the spike, and that's going to be the death of the Centaur. First blood being drawn by the Slark, and pretty much ideal for the HellRaisers. You want your Slark to get as much golden experience as he possibly can get.
Yeah, that hero definitely is a hero that likes to snowball, otherwise might completely be a non-factor in the game. So far, looking good for HellRaisers, getting the first blood, a reasonable amount of just farm on all the lanes as well. Although, of course, Terrorblade kind of free farming should be a small worry, but it's still so early in the game that they have plenty of time to shut him down before he really becomes a huge threat.
Yeah, especially when Slark has so much gold, like being able to max out your pact as well as your pounce means that your magical damage is going to be extremely high, and then you just need the right clicks to supplement it and finish him off. Chomi on the mid lane is going to get fissured once again. Artstyle has been on point. Chomi this time is going to hit with a Viper Strike, and that's not something that a Shadow Fiend can really deal with. It's another kill for the HellRaisers over on the middle lane. Artstyle is making some serious plays in this game.
Really nice roaming all in all. He's just, first of all, yes, his early rotations didn't work out that well, but just instilling the fear into the enemy of, like, where the hell is this Earthshaker? They didn't have vision of the Earthshaker for the majority of the early game at the moment. Just, they've always had to play a little bit more safely. I mean, Shadow Fiend, you could see that he's always on his own high ground, more or less. Doesn't dare to go up any further. So that, in itself already, just buys more time for the Viper, for example, to farm up. So, extremely well done, Artstyle. I really love just active Earthshakers.
Oh yeah, and the best thing is, I think, even though Earthshaker is getting so much, he's also buying a lot of room for the Lion, and an active Lion is okay. I mean, the level 1 Hex is 2.5 seconds worth of disable. As far as level 1 skills go, it doesn't really get much better than that. So the Lion could do aggressive roaming, but really he prefers to wait and get his spike leveled and get his level 6. And that's what Artstyle is doing. He's holding down the support fort pretty much by himself. That means Lion is going to be doing all the pulling, and he's almost at level 5. A level 3 spike, that hurts, especially if you get a Finger of Death shortly after that. So Earthshaker is pretty much doing double duty. He's playing pretty much 2 supports, or he's having 2 supports worth of contribution, and that is, of course, leaving the other support to get his levels up.
Wow, this Lion is going to play a huge part, and of course, Earth Spike, it scales so damn well. 0.5 seconds extra additional, or just one of those words would have been enough, but in any case, just 0.5 seconds extra stun for that. Plus, of course, it's a skill stun, So you can get like 2 seconds, 2.5 at max out of it from one level if you could hit all 5 targets, which shouldn't really happen, but theoretically it's just a greatly scaling ability.
Yeah, and especially when you consider level 1 Earth Spike is just so terrible. So they're going to once again push up the top lane tower. Not much pushing power on the HellRaiser side if the Nature's Prophet isn't there, but definitely a lot of killing power. No fear. Once again, get it walled off and pounced upon. Wrath of Nature flying through as well. The Stomp is going to be there. Spike, though, is going to kill him off on landing. Lion's going to take that kill. Living Armor, a little bit too late, but even if it was earlier, I don't think it would have mattered.
Probably not. Maybe just delayed out by like 1 or 2 seconds, but yeah, like you said, wouldn't have mattered at all. And Skyriff Mage so far, he's level 3, not doing as bad, I guess. I've seen worse, but really level 3.5, 8 minutes in for Skyriff Mage, who usually gets the early roaming going, gets at fast level 6 and completely kind of takes over the game as a support with the Mystic Flares. At the moment though, they're gonna have to have the Skyriff Mage close to some pretty key kills for him to hit that level 6.
Yeah, and even when you compare him to like the Earthshaker, they're about the same level. In fact, they're exactly at the same spot. Earthshaker's been getting a lot of room for his team to do stuff, and now Alohodan's gonna hit with the fissure. The poison damage from Viper should be enough to get the kill, and it will be, but Earthshaker runs straight into a double raise, and he's gonna go down. But now Chomi, clip with the poison attack, that's level 2, and he can't escape. He's gonna go down. In comes the Treant Protector, gonna try to kill off Nexus, but now he's vulnerable as well. They're just feeding themselves one at a time into this Viper blender. Not a good way to go for AlbumSheet. They really can't afford to fight like that ever in this game. So, you know, making some crucial mistakes, and all of a sudden HellRaisers have a 4-kill advantage now.
Inquisitor bottom lane as well. FN, he gets the pounce Fissure to help out a little bit. And they're gonna get themselves another kill. And of course this one, the most important of all, the free farming safe lane Terrorblade does die here. Plus, they might even lose the tier 1 mid lane AlbumSheet. HellRaisers, they are just looking so good. And oh, they get the slow into alone, never mind. They're backing off for now. Tower, Living Armor is there, and actually HellRaisers. Oh, wow. that Skyriff Mage didn't stand a chance.
He was... I didn't take a good look at his HP pool, but I want to say it was pretty high. Like, at least 75%. I don't know.
Well, it's 600 damage already on the first level of the Finger of Death, so you just can't take that punishment if you're a Skyriff Mage.
Yeah, you usually feel pretty comfortable when you're at 75% health, but Skyriff Mage can't. And Lion is going to get to that level 6 mark, and as we mentioned before, his high level of Spike as well as the Finger of Death is just so crucial at actually getting kills, and, well, doesn't have to rely on the Earthshaker anymore, so the supports have pretty much just juggled who's actually going to be doing the heavy lifting, and I love that. Like, sometimes it's great to have 2 supports heavily roaming, but sometimes it's just better to have one of your supports just get a whole bunch of farm, and that's what the Lion's been doing. Now Tranquil Boots is going to be able to roam very quickly into the lanes and get his Spike off, and that can and probably will set up kills. And we haven't really mentioned Nature's Prophet either. His Wrath of Nature has helped out occasionally. He did teleport into the middle lane after that kind of disastrous fight from AlbumSheet, but Nature's Prophet has been farming pretty well as well. He's been mostly chilling on the bottom lane, and since everyone from AlbumSheet is kind of scrambling in order to salvage the mid lane, that means the bottom lane is pretty much left ignored.
Oh, wow, well, ignoring a lane might just completely come and backfire, but oh, look at this mid lane. Once again, HellRaisers, they are grouping up, or at least 3 of them are there. Even FN on the Slark is slowly making his rotations. Actually, he's going for a Yasha at the moment. So, might be going for Manta Style, might just be SNY. I guess Manta Style to get rid of the Ancient Seal, maybe?
Ancient Seal Reflection, I think you probably buff out, although I don't know if it's the illusion that slows or if it's the spell that slows. Either way, it's going to be a good item no matter what. Sanyasha is a pretty standard item on Slark if he does want to go for that, and he pops Shadow Dance for some reason, so that's a pretty long cooldown that he's not going to have. Unfortunately for him, he misclicked, I think on the courier he was trying to deliver his item, but either way, it doesn't even matter because the rest of his team has already taken down the tier 1 tower over in mid, and now they're looking towards the bottom lane, and I don't think AlbumSheet can defend this.
Oh, by the way, look at Inquisitor, 2.6k gold. So, is it a Radiance Rush on Terrorblade? And if it is, do you think it's the correct decision here?
You know, with Terrorblades, I think a lot of it has to do with personal choice. At this point, they're definitely behind. And if you're going to recover in a game, then Radiance on Terrorblade is one of the best items at doing that. You could play pretty much the Naga Siren role, and then once you get that going, then you should be fine moving forward. Or you could choose instead to get items to fight early and then try to not lose the early game, but that's a lot harder. So I think this is going to be an appropriate item for Terrorblade, but it's definitely punishable. It's basically AlbumSheet taking a very large risk in order to get back into this game.
Well, at least they had the Shadow Fiend farming up as well. Chomi actually is number 2 in net worth. Has had a Hand of Midas for a couple of minutes now as well. So at least they have another heavy hitter on their team. Plus, of course, getting the minus armor from the presence of the Dark Lord. Definitely gonna help out Terrorblade even further. As Outred, he's gonna get the Hex Inquisitor. Leaving armor, never mind. They're not gonna go for it. Didn't have the Wrath of Nature, but the Pounce, Aloho Dance not gonna get hit by Slark. Still wants to get the kill. Dark Pact through, and yes, he gets the kill. But now, Chomi, he went for the ultimate, wanted to go for the kill on art style. Just not enough. Double Requiem. Just Nexus, he's such a tanky beast on the Viper. Had the mech finished as well before. And once again, 2 kills. HellRaisers just... And they're out-aggressing AlbumSheet by far, and... Whoa. God. They just can't rest at all.
Yeah, they have to be grouped up as like 3 heroes at the very least in order to not die. And then when you're roaming around as a 3-main group, like, what is a Terrorblade gonna do in that? It's so awkward. Shadow Fiend kind of as well, so... Really, AlbumSheet, they are making this Hail Mary, which I think is an okay move, but they're certainly getting punished. I mean, HellRaisers, we said, have such an aggressively slanted lineup with the Slark final as well, so AlbumSheet, they're really feeling the brunt of it. If they could withstand this for another 20 minutes and not lose Raxes, then I would say that they have a chance of recovering because they will have a Radiance by that time, and they will have a Hand of Midas that's been working for a very long while. But that seems very, very hopeful, as they've already lost all their tier 1s, and I think their tier 2s should be coming relatively soon. Artstyle is going to get jumped behind by No Fear. Double Edge is going to get AlbumSheet a very nice kill on the Earthshaker, but is it really worth it? Because No Fear is now being chased down. The Slarks come in at literally max movement speed, and No Fear does not have enough mana for a TP. Meanwhile, over towards the mid lane, Shadow Fiend is going to go down. Solo to Viper. Divin's going to teleport up top. The Pounce will land onto No Fear. No mana to escape, and he is going to die. There it is. It's a 2-for-1 in the end, and HellRaisers just continuing on with this non-stop aggression. I think Lion has his eyes set for the bottom lane, and Skywrath looks pretty tasty. A Spike Finger, I think, will just instantly kill him off.
Does he want to go for it, though, with the 3 being there? Oh, he goes for the Finger. Oh, never mind. The right click wasn't enough. The Living Armor came out just in time. Dread now silenced up, slowed down as well from the leech hit. He still might be able to escape. Nope. They're actually using the Big Num's ultimate. Fisher, Echo Slam. No, Dread, he's still alive. Where's the Nature Prophet though? Not coming in yet. But still a 1-for-0. Dread actually makes it out. Oh man. Suddenly art style just nice Fisher, nice turnaround. Actually No Fear might still be in trouble as well. They're gonna come in from behind Nexus under the tower. Viper struck up onto No Fear. No Stampede to get them out, and just another easy kill for them. Okay,
so my OBS just officially crashed, so I don't know if you're still streaming, but it seems like the streams are just all dead now.
Oh no, I'm just recording. That's all I'm doing.
Okay, so no streams, guys. Thanks for buying the ticket, I suppose.
Yeah, you can just try going online again. I don't know, because I'm just gonna keep on going. I don't want my OBS to crash and screw over my recording.
All right, so I'll just keep on. I'll just keep on shipping it into ESFX, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't,
if you can try to just stream into the second intake server if you have the URL for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go set that up really quickly.
But yeah, at least we will have the votes. So guys, terribly sorry for this, but it's out of our hands really. ESFX, they are the sponsor for this tournament. And well, huge thanks to them for that, to be honest, making this tournament happen all in all. But wow, a GG called all of a sudden, 16 minutes in.
Oh, cool. Now I don't have to scramble to set it up. I can just wait until the next game or we're in the lobby.
Oh, good times, man, good times. So guys, that concludes it for game number 1. Sorry for the technical difficulties if you were actually trying to watch the stream itself as well. But the vote, hopefully at the very least, will be just fine for us. It is recording for me still, so all is good. But yeah, HellRaisers take an easy victory really here. I think the 3M Protector pick kind of let AlbumSheet down. The idea, yes, is nice to have the Living Armor and whatnot to keep the people alive, but you need the aggressive supports to actually buy the space for the heroes to farm. But it happened for HellRaiser instead. They just had the aggressive Earthshaker art style, making wonders with the rotations, and Slarkman 7-0-1, 60 minutes in, no go.
Yeah, in a 16-minute game, if you let Slark farm, he's probably going to kill you. So we're going to move on to game number 2, guys. HellRaisers up 1-0 in this best of 3. Hopefully we'll get some sort of stream up by then.
Yeah, guys, so see you in game 2, hopefully.